I'm turning off my phone right now, so if everybody else wants to do the same, understand if you got something important you gotta answer, we understand. Just step outside, if you need to take it, but let me see here. I say that, and I know my phone's gonna go off, isn't it, while I'm talking? All right. I think I got that taken care of. All right, so we're ready to go, right? Are we on?
We're good.
All right. Well, welcome everybody to graduation of Cohort 58 of the Vincennes University Amazon Mechatronics and Robotics Apprenticeship Program. Really glad to have a full house here today at VU. And we're really glad to have our guests who tune in the live stream. We've been doing the live stream here for about the last 5 graduations that we've done, and usually have over 100 people that tune in via the live stream as well. I'm Dave Tucker, VP for Workforce Development and Community Services here at Vincennes University. And I got to tell you, this is one of my most fun days that I get to do on my job. The reason for that is this is one of my most fun programs I get to work at on my job. I run a bunch of different training programs for the university, and this is the most exciting, it's the most challenging, and it presents the greatest opportunity, I believe, for both our participating employer partners, but for all of you students, now graduates in this program. So really glad to get to this day and get to celebrate the day with the graduates and with family and friends that are here, with our faculty and staff who work so hard to put on this program, and with all of our guests who are here tuning in on the web. First things first, before we launch into this thing, those of you who got caps and gowns on, with your cap, take your tassel and put it on the right side, okay? So if you put that on the right side, we'll move it formally upon graduation. So, okay, so we got our tassels in the right place. That's a good thing. And one of the things we like to do at these graduations is let the graduates and their family and friends get to know each other a little better in the course of this thing. We got people that have made a lot of sacrifice for our graduates to get into this program and get through the program. So would like to, if we could, go around the room, and if you've got a guest here, family member or friend, if you would stand up and introduce yourself to the group, because they don't know everybody here. Your classmates do, but not everybody. Introduce yourself, where you're from, who's with you, and where they came in from. Okay. So why don't we start down here? We got a guest down here. Okay, great.
My name is Nico. I'm with SCF4 in Shepherdsville, Kentucky. Today I have my wife with me. She's the one who actually informed me about the program and has been there with me through the program.
Excellent. Well, thank you. We're glad you're here.
Hi, I'm Ethan Watson. This is my mom and my girlfriend. I'm currently at GYR2 in Goodyear, Phoenix, Arizona, and they came down from Phoenix, Arizona to support me.
From Phoenix, Arizona. Excellent. All right. Come on in, folks. Grab a chair wherever you can. Okay. Get yourselves at home.
I'm Amanda. I'm from ORF3 in Suffolk, Virginia. I brought my husband, Kobe Wall, with me because they're there to take care of our kids at home while I've had the opportunity to be here the last 5 weeks. So.
All right. Thanks. Okay, how about second row here? Who we got here? Who's? What?
I'm Desmond. This whole road, come to see me.
Excellent.
Detroit.
Detroit. You know who everybody is. Let's tell us who everybody is, what their relation is to you.
I got a whole bunch of kids in this role. These are kids.
Okay.
My son's mom, that's my mother. That's my younger brother right there. That's Jazz down at the end. My daughter's mom.
All right. Okay, welcome Detroit in the house. A lot of people have been talking about Detroit the last couple of weeks. And, I'm here to tell you it's a great town, right? And so don't let anybody tell you any different. And we're glad you made the trip, so welcome. Now you got some more people.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, go.
The people that just walked in are actually from Cohort 59,
Okay,
but they, everybody don't stand up from Cohort 59 that have adopted me as y'all's mom at the university.
all right.
My brother, and Betty over here, that's my other brother. So I mean, they're just decent people, and I love the pieces. I appreciate y'all being here.
Excellent. Yeah, we're glad you're here. So Cohort 59, you're gonna see how this works. We're gonna expect you to be on your best behavior, because mom tells you to, right? All right. Okay, how about back here?
I can't promise that though.
What?
I said I can't promise that to be on my best behavior.
Okay. Well, we'll deal with that in a couple weeks, okay? Just get through your silver and golds, and then I don't have any questions for you, okay?
I'm only 2.5 hours.
Okay, how about you?
Hi, my name is Single. I'm from Stockton, California. I work at SK4, and I got both my mom and my dad with me tonight.
All right. Okay, so did you come in from Stockton, or where did you come in from?
Stockton.
Okay, so somebody needs to do a mileage calculator here, unless we got somebody from Alaska or maybe Seattle, but so we got Phoenix and we got Stockton. I don't know what the mileage is for who gets the longest trip.
California is.
Yeah, okay, it is, okay. All right, well, thanks for being here, really appreciate
And I
that.
hired him, so.
You did?
Yes, he did.
All right,
His first job, I hired him.
okay, great. Okay, who else we got here?
I'm Jeremy from Florence, Kentucky. My mom, my sister, my fiance, my mom's from Long Island, and you're here.
All right, thanks for making it. All right, we're getting back to the back row.
Oh, that's,
Yeah, wait. Yeah, you got yes? Oh, yeah, okay.
Well, they're over there.
Okay, who you got?
Right there.
All right.
Mom and my aunt, my name's Jurgen, I come from Ruble, California. And I'm currently on 8, so my mom and my aunt.
All right, so more. Okay, I don't know, you guys have to dial in that Stockton versus where you guys from?
Ruble.
Moreno Valley. Okay, we'll call it a tie, unless we got somebody from our way. Okay, how about back here?
My name is Jade. I am from South Florida.
And who you got with you?
I don't got anybody, but I guess him and him are like my brothers. He's like my dad over there. So you have all.
Oh, he's from. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Any other guests? All right. Well, thanks so much. Thank you for introducing everybody. I hope that our guests are getting a sense for Vincennes University itself. When you sent your family member here, how many of you even, I mean, whether you're a student or whether you're a family member, how many of you even knew about Vincennes University? Did anybody heard of the place? No. Okay. How many people have heard of Indiana? Okay, a few hands go up, at least you knew about the state, right? We know that this is not probably the place that you were thinking about resuming your professional training or your higher education, but we're glad you're here. And so for whatever reason that you selected this program or you got picked into it, we really appreciate that you're here, graduates, and we really appreciate family and friends, all of the support that you gave during this time. 12 weeks in life isn't that long of a period of time. But over the last 12 weeks, it probably seems sometimes like it was forever. Whether you were here doing the work, trying to get through class and labs and certifications, or whether you're at home, taking care of the kids, getting people from here to there, paying the bills, doing those kinds of things. So we really appreciate all of the support that we've gotten from family and friends during the past 12 weeks in this program. Graduation is not complete without hearing from students and some of our employer reps and faculty. And so we're going to start things out with our first student speaker, which is Desmond Massengale. Desmond.
What's going on, everybody?
What's up, man?
What's up, man?
Y'all know I'm the most nervous person in the world.
Son, your voice is real quiet right now.
He's being shy.
All right, so look, all of us coming into this program, like nobody knew what to expect. You know, we had no idea about pretty much anything. We just focused on how tough it was going to be, not knowing that probably the toughest thing I think we all encountered is like the separation we're going to go through as family we built over the past 12 weeks. Like nobody expected that part. We didn't prepare for that no way. You know, I know we all had our moments, but we all sitting here realizing like how much we're gonna miss each other. But I did put something together for us. Today we celebrate the completion of an incredible journey. Much like a complex machine coming to life, we've all assembled the skills and knowledge needed to power our futures. Each of us now are finely tuned systems ready to operate in the real world. Our time here has been a process of engineering our potential. Think of our program as a system of gears and pulleys, a mechanical structure built piece by piece. Some days require brute force and determination, much like the motor exerting torque. And other days it's like a pneumatic system. We needed to control our pressures, manage stress and timing in order to balance things to keep moving smoothly. But no machine is complete without the electrical circuits which provide the energy to drive us all forward. Each of us has the current and passion and purpose running through us, a force that has been strengthened by the experience and challenges we face. Just like in electrical systems, we've learned to manage resistance by controlling our voltage and when necessary to reset our circuits to keep going. As we move into this next chapter, remember that like any machine, we all require maintenance and adaptation. We will encounter obstacles, mechanical breakdowns, pneumatic leaks, and electrical shorts. But these moments aren't setbacks. They're opportunities for recalibration and reprogramming our approach. Keep in mind that systems don't operate in isolation. We're all part of a greater network where collaboration and connectivity allows for efficiency and innovation. Just as pneumatic circuits rely on precise airflow and electrical systems depend on connections, so too will us rely on each other to help reach our full potential, build relationships, share ideas, and create circuits of support wherever we go. Today we switch on the power of our ambition, we release the pressures we've carefully built up over the months of hard work, and we set our gears into motion towards a future of endless possibilities. Congratulations, 58.
Excellent, thank you, Desmond. We have another student speaker, and so I'd like to call up right now Hassan Nasser.
Let's get it.
Take some of the speech away.
Need some water.
I'm gonna just have my time for 1 minute because Mr. Kurt told me I only got a minute. so I'm not that kind of timer, guys. So, today marks the end of our journey that began just 3 months ago. When I first walked into this program, I did not know anyone, no familiar faces, no established friends. I was a bit nervous, which I am still right now. I'm not sure what to expect, but over these past months, something currently happened. I not only gained knowledge and skills, but also met the most amazing people. The teachers, who were once strangers, became mentors, guiding us with their wisdom and kindness. Their passion for teaching made every day an opportunity to grow. And the classmates who I didn't know at first, they're now some of the coolest, most supportive friends I've ever had. Together, we faced challenges, celebrated success, and created memories that will last far beyond this program. So as we celebrate today, I'm grateful not just for what I've learned, but for what connections I've made along the way. Thank you to the teachers and friends who made this experience unforgettable. We did it together. My dipsy. That's a minute.
A little bit of history on this program as we talk about our industry partners in this program. It was go back to the spring of 2019, so 5 years, about 5.5 years ago. We had been running industrial maintenance training programs here at VU for about 8 years. And those were built on top of the degree programs that we also run here on the campus that have been in business for decades before that. We have a facility in Indianapolis that's located very near Indy 1, and we had been very interested in talking to Amazon about how we might partner with them on a training program. And the director of reliability for all of North America, Amazon, called me on a Friday and said, "Hey, I'm coming to Indianapolis. I heard you wanted to talk to me. I'll give you 30 minutes. So meet me at 8 o'clock in the morning next Friday, 30 minutes. Okay, here's my big chance." So met with that fellow for 30 minutes. We got to the end of the meeting, and he says, "You know, it sounds like what you're doing is similar to a thing that we're doing at Amazon. I need to introduce you to a couple more people, but I really think there's an opportunity here for us." Now, I do this all the time with all kinds of partners, and some of them, that 30 minutes, you're done, you never see the person again. Others kind of turn into one thing or another, or they turn into partnerships with other people on campus. But that one meeting quickly turned into another fellow coming out from Seattle to see what we were doing, which then turned into us going out to Seattle and talking to them. And by October of that year, so March to October, we actually had this program up and running. In university time, that is the same as next day delivery for Amazon. That is really, really quick. But we turned it around and got this program in place. We ran it in Indianapolis, and Amazon said, "This is a great program, but we need to get more people through this program. How can we do it?" So our president, Chuck Johnson, who sends his regards, he's traveling internationally for the university right now, said, "Why don't we bring it to campus? And then we can cycle classes through the way that we're doing it now." And that's what we did. And so then we did two classes in Indianapolis. We were ready to go in March of 2020, but then we had this thing called the pandemic that hit. And instead of starting in March, we started in May. And we've been running classes continuously since May of 2020. We are close to the 1,000th apprentice coming through this program. The 1,000th apprentice is actually on the ground in Cohort 60. So we've been doing this now for 4.5 years, very successfully. We couldn't do it though without our employer partners that support this thing. And that includes Amazon and CBRE and CWS and ELS and JLL and logistics. But the main partner in this is Amazon, and one of the people that has made this thing go since basically the first day that we started this program is Michael Getchell. And Michael and I have known each other since he got brought on to implement the program in Indianapolis. He's been instrumental in the success of this thing since then. I can't thank him enough for everything that he does, for the success of the program, for the success of all of our trainees, to try to make this as smooth as possible for family and friends to support them. So I now introduce you, Michael Getchell, Amazon Technical Program Manager.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Big welcome to the guests in-house. It's always astonishing to me how many people come to all the way to, might I say, beautiful Vincennes, Indiana. But how many people make it all the way to Vincennes? You know, we have 4 coming online, our 5th college or university partner right now. And out of all these cohort graduations that I've had the privilege of going to, or as a guest, watched online as well, there is not a single school that has the support and attendance of family and friends that travel so far, in fact, from some, that come all the way out here. And I'm not sure what it is about Vincennes. Maybe it's what made my wife want to move here, because I'm from Indiana originally, but she's not. Maybe that's part of what made her want to move here. Sweet home Indiana, I guess, right? But there's something about it. So just big shout out to Vincennes for being able to put on support something like this. But thank you all guests for making this trek out for some very long. And in fact, a couple of fact checking things. I wanted to make sure I did the due diligence since the debate came up. The Moreno Valley, California is a 28-hour drive, 1,942 miles. Stockton, California is a 32-hour drive, or 2,188 miles.
Okay.
No. So whether you came 6 hours from Detroit or you came 32 hours or anywhere in between, I think we owe all of our, you know, what I would consider distinguished guests, especially for this effort. So it's always interesting to dial things back. You know, I had about 45 minutes with the team before we had lunch together, before we had this graduation, and it's always interesting to dial things back and peel things back and break down the program structure and look at the route and, you know, look at the building blocks that we're putting together, not just here, but as they prepare to go back to their buildings. And then really, you know, apprenticeship is not about, like, and this is what I just really beat this horse over with them, but you know, it's not about just coming in and being this entrance level technician in the field. It's about this trajectory and a start of a path where it's always about looking forward to the next thing and the next thing. And with this, it's no different. We've established them here with the 4 pillars of really what the field, the engineering field of mechatronics, which whether you're taking a 12-week intensive boot camp style training like this program does, or you're taking a 6-year degreed engineering program at a major college or university, it always is these same 4 pillars of electrical, mechanical, fluid power, and PLCs. So it's the same foundation. And so it's as we start to talk about it, what we talked about was like the building blocks that we are feeding them for the next step, but their opportunities to own that process and deliver on that process and really deliver for themselves and for you. And so to really peel it back even further in our conversation, our friends from Oxford in their dictionary would write about an apprentice as the definition is a person who is learning from a skilled trade employer, having agreed to work for a fixed period at low wages. Low wages, I guess, you know, is probably something that people can feel for too. But just one of the things about that definition is I feel like it misses a lot, because we know that it's more than that. And we talked about on day 1 of the apprenticeship, why in the world did you want to come here? Why in the world would you do this? Why in the world would you decide to take on a job that was going to require you to go away from family, from friends, from your creature comforts and things that you have at home, and go away to school for 12 weeks and go through this grueling pace of a rigid curriculum with so many things that you have to do? And by and large, I can tell you, without a doubt, and again, just throw away this definition, because it's more than that, because most of the time and in most cases, and wonderfully that we have so many of you in the room, most of the time, the reason why they say that they wanted to come away for this program, for this job, for this opportunity, wasn't for the money, wasn't even necessarily for the role, but for you, the guests in this room, the guests online, the moms, the family, the loved ones, the fiancés, the spouses, the partners, the people back at home watching online, the next generation that they're bringing up with them. This is an opportunity that they knew and they saw, not just for themselves, not just for their own personal gain, but to create this better way for you, for your future generations, the generations that are yet to even be imagined or dreamed of, but for you. And I get really excited about that. And I did come on in 2019 as we started this, and really looking back at this, my background comes from the Navy. And when you think about what military training is, it's very apprenticeship-like. It's very apprenticeship-like. You start from the ground up, and you have to go away from everything that you know, and have, we didn't have the FaceTime availability. We had, I think, 2 phone calls while I was in boot camp for the Navy. Two phone calls, and then we had a graduation, and then I had that short graduation weekend with my family, and then I was gone for another almost year of training. I think it was 10 months of training for what I was doing, my trade, where I was learning the foundations and the building blocks of my trade. And then I started to get a little bit of freedom, and then all of a sudden it's going to the boat and going away for so long and working what seemed like endless long weeks without days off sometimes, or going into these crazy climates and weathers and conditions to do this job. And it created these opportunities. And after the Navy, I worked as a technician in the private sector, as working on material handling equipment, like you all are going to do in the field. After that, I really developed this passion, starting in the Navy, and then especially working with customers as a technician, going to sites, installing new equipment, training their operations staff, training their maintenance staff on that. I started to get this feel for training people and helping people. And so I moved to the classroom, and I taught electrical technology for 5 years. And that's when I had a recruiter reach out to me on behalf of Amazon saying, we think your background might fit, this crazy idea of starting an apprenticeship program for maintenance in North America, the United States specifically. So of course, I obviously said yes. That's what brought me here. And I think that the same thing that made me excited about going to the classroom is the same thing that makes me even remotely interested in waking up to my alarm clock or responding to those weekend chime messages or whatever it is that might come my way. But the thing that makes me want to do this is because the guests in this room, your plans, your goals, and this opportunity. And then, oh, by the way, you all are making a huge impact on the network. And I shared a few of the data points with you as we talked about this. Head and shoulders above your peers at booking maintenance effectively and being engaged in your work day, right? Head and shoulders above some of your peers. Going out and not having to retouch equipment because somebody learned how to do this the right way and learn how to put these things in. So you're making these huge impacts, and it's starting to be noticed. And it's starting to be noticed in and outside of Amazon. Recently in the spring, we had a Good Morning America segment with a worldwide operations PXT VP speaking on behalf of Amazon. But what did he highlight? The Amazon MRA program. Forbes magazine is about to recognize Amazon. What do they choose to highlight? MRA program. You are making a huge impact in the network. But don't forget, just like I talked about certifications, just like I talked about this opportunity and what you're going to get from the Department of Labor, the person holding your hand, the person sitting next to you, the person watching and listening to me ramble right now online, you're making an impact for those people too. And so as you've taken on this opportunity where we required you to go away, now you get to go back home. And now you get to own your development in the building and have these great achievements and success in the field, but making that impact at home, making that impact in your life. I made the joke about what do you want to be when you grow up. Those are the conversations you start having with your managers when you go back. But really start thinking about that. Start setting these goals, because it's, I always try not to get too choked up, but like, I love seeing like the actual generations that are getting impacted. But for you that maybe you don't have that next generation even in mind just yet, just looking around the room and seeing the kids in the room. This is a huge opportunity for you, for your family, for the community. So all of the enthusiasm and excitement and integrity to complete this program, but all of that you put into just this 12 weeks, take that back with you and continue to do that on the job. Do that on the job. Strive forward, right? Make these moves. And whatever your goals are, I know that you can achieve them. We see it. We see it like crazy. One of the other data points that I didn't share is exponentially higher than anyone hired off the street or peer level technicians. Apprentices not just do their job well, but they promote. They promote, we move forward. We're getting ready to celebrate National Apprenticeship Week. We're doing it on a big scale. We've got events Monday, I'm forgetting the dates, I should have wrote those down too, but the week of National Apprenticeship Week, if you look that up, the 22nd is the Friday, so I should be able to do the math in my head. But that Monday, we're going to be in Seattle. We're going to do a great event there. That Wednesday, we're going to be in Austin, Texas. And all this stuff's broadcast too. And on Friday of that week, we're going to be in Washington, D.C. at our HQ2 building in Arlington, Virginia. But we're celebrating not just apprenticeship, we're celebrating you, your peers in the AWS apprenticeship, but the hard work that you do, the achievements that you make, and what we get to celebrate as an organization you make for us. But don't worry, I always try to keep it rooted and grounded in everyone that's impacted by this program. So, family and friends, thank you for sharing your special people with us. Thank you for allowing us to have them for 12 weeks for them to go back and start this opportunity. Thank you for your sacrifice and your willingness to stay engaged with them, to be encouraging to them, to be supportive of them. And I'm not sure how you looked at this commitment or you looked at their sacrifice, but this is a big undertaking for everyone. And so especially for those that had to hold the fort down back home and keep the kids going to school and all the other stuff that just has to be done on a daily basis, thank you. And thank you to the apprentices for also being willing to make this sacrifice on behalf of your families as well. That's the biggest part, and that's my favorite part of this program. So, apprentices, congratulations on this 12-week job well done. But welcome to the starting line, because now you get to put the rubber on the road. You get to go back to work, to your buildings, to this field, in the field, and apply all this knowledge that you gain. Apply all the practice that you put in the lab onto actual Amazon equipment that you worked on. Whatever that goal is that you thought about in the very beginning of this program, whether it's a management goal, a program goal, a technician level goal, or growing into automations, whatever it is you set for yourself, best of luck on that, because I can't wait, whether it's next year, National Apprenticeship Week, 2 years, National Apprenticeship Week, at some point, reaching out to you to hear about your success and to share it, and not just an Amazon-wide scale, but a global scale. So thank you everyone for this accomplishment that's in the room today. Thank you everyone online that couldn't be with us in the room today. But congratulations to everyone on what this is. And one more time for the graduates, the family and friends, I want to thank everyone for this opportunity to even speak to you today. But thank you all for this job well done. So congratulations.
Hey, thanks, Michael. We usually like to hear from somebody on our faculty. It's not listed in here, but we've got somebody to talk, which is a good thing. For the graduates and for the students that are here in cohort 59, you know what great faculty members we have. You know, when we set out to do training in maintenance, robotics, automation, we look for two things. We look for one, knowledge in the field, and the ability to convey that knowledge to other people. So that's the teaching part of it. And then the second part of it is practical experience. Folks they've been on the line. They've seen the machines break down. They've been in the situation where people are standing around waiting for them to get that machine back online because you aren't making any money while that machine's down under intense pressure. So all of our instructors bring both that practical experience of working in various industries to this program, and then the great ability to take that knowledge out of the books, out of their heads, and get it into your heads. We've also got a great staff who manages this whole program. I mentioned Jerry Ruble, who directs all of our training, and he's over on the eastern part of the state today, working on another training program that we've got with some industry partners over there. Brett McCandless is here. Brett is our program manager, right? Brett McCandless. Rachel Irvin's here. She's our coordinator and manages all of the non-technical parts of what we do here in training. And then want to acknowledge our instructors, Curtis Bedwell, Joshua Brett, Steve Corey, who's here, Hubie Holland, Charles Martin was here, wasn't he? Yeah, Charles Martin, Wesley Rourke, Larry Tennant, Rocky Wolf, and then our faculty speaker today, Mr. Dan the Man.
Got 5 minutes of your time. You all right? Are we leaving? Hard to feel you up here. Last day, not even giving me any. Come on now. You know, listen, Michael brought up 2 more points I'd like to add was, I'm going to speak about here. You know, one thing, and I think we talked about this in some of our discussions in class, get to the root cause. You know what I mean? You guys remember me saying, don't be Band-Aid certified, go to actually fix it. That is super important, and that'll make you a good quality technician. So I just want to echo that comment because that is critically important. It's not impressive to go out there and fix something 5 times. It is very impressive to go out and fix it 1 time and get to the root cause, okay? That shows that you have that good core, that good foundation, that good understanding of all the systems that you're working on, and you can do it. Then the second thing, you know, trusting your instructors, having faith, trusting the student, having faith in that whole relationship. You know, he's spurred a memory of when I was initial entry training, we're doing demolition training. I didn't know anything about demolitions. Didn't have a clue about C4, didn't know anything about dynamite, no clue about any of it. We're first down the range and we're standing there, and this seemed like a mountain of a man, E7. He's got 2 things in his hand. One's dynamite, one's C4. We're all standing a horseshoe around him. He goes, who's scared with this stuff? Everybody's kind of, well, you know, yes, Sergeant, no, Sergeant, blah, blah. He goes, well, let's see how scared you are now. And he takes one of them, he throws it up in the air, and everybody scatters, except for me and that drill sergeant. And I'm standing right in front of him, parade rest, looking at it, and it lands and it hits on the ground because he threw the C4 up in the air. He goes, why didn't you run, Private Stanescu? I said, well, I don't know anything about this. I was scared, and I figured if you weren't running, neither was I. I figured you knew what you were doing, right? So that's a lesson in that. We gotta trust each other. It's got to build a good relationship as instructors to students, student to instructors. It's a 2-way street as we walk this path and we get through this, right? Because we all had several discussions in here, lab, classroom, we even real world situations and things that they've referred to. Because what is taught to get you that baseline of understanding, that baseline of the systems. And then there's real world situations going to be happening to you. If you remember a lot in our discussions, little error in your world at Amazon where you have X number of 100,000 of packages going by a day, that's a lot of pressure. So you really got to get that under your belt. You really have to understand the systems you're working with. Okay. I want to leave you with three things. Okay. 3 words: risk, reward, and the future. 12 weeks ago, you all took a risk by accepting the challenge, by accepting the position to come here. And wherever you were working, whatever you were doing, you took the risk to come here to learn a new trade, to get into a new field of work, to learn that new language, that new logic, that new thought. You didn't necessarily know what you're getting into, okay? But you took that risk. And along with you taking that risk, your family members, your significant others at home, they backed you. And that's been referred to a couple times here. That's very important to this whole thing, right? It is a team effort, family-based, and as well as when we get onto the job front, okay? Reward. The path through the training here may at times seem like a vertical climb, very difficult. Seem like at certain points, and everybody had their different challenges. I just don't know if I'm going to get through this. Where's he at? Where's I'm scared? I'm scared. There's 2 things from this group that I'm going to remember. I'm going to remember that. Okay? And then I'm going to remember freestyle fam over here. Second day in PLC, I got this character coming up to me, well, can I do this? Can I do that? Can I do that? Yeah, you can, but we're not there yet, fam. Slow down and stay with us, right? And then in between all that was the teamwork and the camaraderie that I saw come about in this group. I heard a lot of discussion about study groups. Des, where you at? Des, I heard Des go around asking people, hey, you're going to be at the study group? We're hitting the study table this time. We're hitting it this time. We're hitting it this night. You up for this? Da, da. I heard a lot of discussion, right? That's important. So you guys came from across the United States, came here, a bunch of strangers, a bunch of weird instructors, well, other guys, not me. But you had to figure it out. And you had to figure out that you're not an island, you're part of a team, and that if you could come together, that you were more powerful. The sum of the parts is more powerful than the individual pieces. And that's what you did. I saw that with this group significantly. So that is something that definitely needs to be recognized. You need to recognize that yourselves and appreciate that. And you got through the training, okay? You've gotten to this point. You've got that certificate. You've got this base knowledge. Remember that toolbox we were talking about every now and again? You got that toolbox. You got some tools in some of the drawers, but it's not full yet. We got to go out and we got to get some seasoning. We got to get on the floor. We got to get in those repair situations. We got to get those years of experience. And then we got to be looking at, as I've heard some of you talk about, looking at management, looking at progression. Don't forget about your continuing education potential and opportunities that are there. It's just like this, but you reach out and grab it, you seize that, you go for it. Okay, don't forget about those opportunities, especially if it's there. Sometimes you don't recognize that you had an opportunity until it's gone. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, your future. So we talked about risk, reward, and the future. You've gotten this, you've achieved it, you're going to go back, you're going to get linked up with a senior for 2,000 or 2,080 hours, right? 2,000 hours, and you're going to learn how your particular facility works, right? Because we talked about the base foundation, what you're learning here, then you're going to go to your facility and you're going to learn that thumbprint, your systems, how it works there, how it all goes together. And that is where we take off. As training opportunities are offered up to you, seize them. If a management opportunity is offered up to you, seize it. If additional chance to go to different training certificates like this, or go after your different degrees, seize it, go after it, okay? Never stop learning. Don't forget the past, and always look to the future. Okay? Congratulations and much success.
Okay, how about one more big round of applause for Dan and all of Great job. Okay, now we're getting to the real important stuff here. And that's the awarding of the certificates of program completion, and the handing out of the certificates. For family and friends and for people online, you know what your graduates have gone through, generally speaking, in the last 12 weeks. Lots of training, hard work, and being away. What you may not know is that this program also comes with 18 credit hours of credit from Vincennes University in mechatronics and robotics. And those 18 credit hours they're formalized into what we call a certificate of program completion. And so that's an actual academic credential that all of our graduates receive today. And those 18 credit hours roll up to a degree, if that's an associate's degree, if that's something that you're interested in pursuing. On a day like today, after 12 intensive weeks of training, you may not be thinking about what you might do next in the classroom or academically. But I'm telling you, and all of our instructors, particularly Brett, who taught in the College of Technology, taught hundreds and hundreds of associate degree graduates over the years. The work that you're doing in here is perfectly suited for you to go on and finish your degree, if you don't already have it, as an associate's degree here at VU, or to even go on and get your bachelor's degree in technology from Vincennes University. And all of that work can be done online. So you don't have to come back to campus. You don't have to sleep on an uncomfortable mattress. You don't get the benefit of Cutter's Way. But those offerings are available to you. And it's important to know that this isn't just a professional training program. This is college level work, and all of you have accomplished that. So, will everybody with their caps and gowns, please stand up. The candidates qualifying for the certificate of program completion in mechatronics and robotics. It is my privilege to certify that these candidates meet the necessary qualifications for the conferring of the certificate of program completion in mechatronics and robotics from Vincennes University. The faculty has prepared the students to meet the requirements of Vincennes University and join me in recommending that the appropriate degrees be conferred. Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Vincennes University Board of Trustees, I do hereby confer on you the certificates of program completion with all the honors, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. You may now turn your tassels from right to left. Congratulations. So now Brett's going to read the names. Michael and I are going to hand out certificates. You're going to come up when your name is called, get your certificate. I think we're going to try to take photos, which will be posted on Shine later today. Family and friends, if you want to grab a photo while we hand out the certificates, feel free. If you want to wait, the room's available so you can take as many photos as you want afterwards in front of the banner or other places. So, Brett, take it away.
You have the same spot you want to be in?
You got these? Oh yeah, you can sit. You can sit until your name's called. Sorry.
Okay.
Yep.
Nico.
Chairman Camacho.
Lindsay Inc.
You don't have to. Either way. Great job.
Gotta do it, this.
All right, so we are nearly complete. We've got a few closing remarks from Brett. And if you would, graduates, we'd like to get one group photo in front of the banner before we go. And then once we've taken that photo, you are free to go. So thank you very much, and Brett, take it away.
Everybody's already covered all my witty, inspirational remarks, I was gonna say. But I do have like 4 things I wanted to basically just say before we leave here. First, I'd say just congratulations to all of you, and you well deserved what you've done here. First of all would be to apply what you learned about yourselves here when you go and leave and in your life, because you had a lot of obstacles, you had a lot of doubts, you had a lot of things that you worked through here, and you can apply those same principles to future roadblocks and problems that you have in your life. So just remember, you had that strength, you had the ability to overcome things, and so you got that in you. Second thing would be continuing your education, both either at school or at work, and just making sure that you realize that you have what it takes to do college level work, right? What you've done here, you know what it takes to study, you know what it takes to get good grades, you know what it takes to pass tests. You can apply those things to future education, and also in the workplace, making sure that you don't hold back on any kind of learning opportunities that might come your way because you have the ability to get through that. Third thing would be remembering safety at work and at home. So we talked a lot about safety here in all the different areas. Make sure you remember to apply those things when you're on the job, and also apply those things when you're at home. All right, stay safe. And fourth, and probably the most important one, is that before you leave, make sure you turn in your room key. Congratulations.
All right, group photo over here. How we do? How many guests do we have?
27.